Hey, welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Mike Griffith, Bakersfield, California Motorsports rider, and this is the Auto Club Famoso Raceway segment. Blake Bowser is generally in. He's en route. We've got Charlie Myers in with us, who is a marketing sales director for Auto Club Famoso Raceway.
Hey, thanks for having me on
New
board.
to town.
Yes, sir. All the way from North Carolina. So,
all the way from North Carolina, and we were talking a little bit off the air. You've always been attracted to motorsports, correct?
Absolutely. You know, ever since I was 2 years old, I was at a drag strip. So it's definitely neat to be on with Auto Club Famoso Raceway. The Bowser family is incredible, and we're looking forward to a great end of the year. And then 2018 is going to be huge. So
yeah, when we think, because you said you went to UNC, we think of being in Carolina, a lot of stock car fans, good amount of drag race fans as well, because there's that pro stock or IHRA used to be really big back in the Carolinas.
Absolutely. And, I was always raised an NHRA fan, so it was, great to actually come out to the West Coast and be in NHRA country versus IHRA country. But drag racing is very well alive in North Carolina. We have 17 drag strips in the state, so, I mean, we've got to be, open and well. But, the whole California deal has been awesome so far.
I didn't realize 17 drag strips in North Carolina, which you could fit in the lower third of California, and there's probably 5 drag strips, if that, in California. 4.
Well, that's the great thing. I mean, coming to California, especially being in marketing, I said, "Whew, finally, we don't have to worry about so many drag strips trying to take our market." So
yeah, they're few and far between, which is unfortunate, but that's the way things are in California.
Well, absolutely.
Racetracks are few and far between, and I mean far between. You go down the road in North Carolina, you're going to hit a racetrack. You got to drive 2 hours in California to find a racetrack.
Absolutely.
Except here in Kern County, where you could drive a few minutes in either direction and find a variety.
Well, that's what makes Kern County so special to me, I think, is just the fact that you do have a dirt track, you do have an asphalt oval, and then you've got a drag strip on top of that. And, having the history that you do here in Kern County with the racing being so active, I mean, we're in our 60th year for the March meet coming up next year. So, we definitely have a lot of history here, and to me, that's really important.
And not to be left behind, we've got out there at I-5 and Laredo Highway is Buttonwillow Raceway Park, which is 2 road courses. Sports Car Club of Southern California owns them, so we've had that out there for years too. So there's like 4 tracks here in Kern County within a stone's throw, basically, and then you can go for miles and miles and find nothing. So
absolutely. Well, that's what makes this county so unique, but so great at the same time.
So you were out there a Saturday night. We had a street tuner event, which is sponsored by AAA, the Auto Club of Southern California, which has the naming rights of Famoso, but they get behind this and try to get some of these cars off the streets and onto the drag strip. You said you had about 170 cars, and that started at 8 o'clock at night, went till 2 a.m.?
8 o'clock at night until 2 o'clock in the morning. And, we're trying to take the street racing off the streets and put it into a controlled environment. And obviously the Auto Club, it was a great fit for them and a great fit for us. And the thing I like about the street tuners is you see such a wide variety. I mean, you can see anything from an import Honda all the way down. We had a 66 Dodge Corvette there this weekend. So, I mean, it was a great deal. I mean, you see a wide variety of things. They've all got one thing in mind. And, at the end of the day, we're taking street racing away. Yeah,
and we've got a few shots. We'll get back to that in a little bit. But Tom Ocht was out there. It was funny. I was back in Houston for a wedding. And then on I didn't see it on Saturday, but on Sunday morning I was checking my Facebook page, and Tom's not on Facebook, but I saw a tweet from his wife that says, "I guess one racetrack a night isn't enough," on our way to Famoso Raceway. So he went out there after the races at Bakersfield Speedway, and Chris gets over there, and we're going to have a few of those shots that Tom took out there. A big variety of cars, right? And Blake has joined us now.
I'm here. Sorry, I got a little traffic there on F Street coming here. So
well, it's a good thing you weren't on Rosedale Highway this morning, because I guess the crossing arms
we're stuck.
On the railroad track went down.
Nice.
And stayed down for an hour. Yeah. This is 2017. You'd think we'd have an overpass over there or something by now. Major artery, railroad track. But here's the shot from the staging lanes out there.
So that's a later photo there, looking like there's only a few cars.
It's thinned out, yeah. Well, that was, you figure he didn't leave the Bakersfield Speedway until 11?
Yeah. No,
so Tom got out there for the last tail end of it, but I think he still captured a variety of cars out there. Obviously, a nice black Vette there.
Mm-hmm. Nissan.
Nissan.
Yeah.
Nissan there, and so you see then you've got your street truck out there, so trucks can be raced too, and I think this just captures that. Vets seem to be popular out there.
Yes.
Out of state license plate. I don't know what. Go back to that slide.
It's California.
Is that
but it's got-
California?
I think it's just the reflection of the
The
black,
reflection,
the
yeah,
black
made
and
it
gold
look-
plate. Yeah, yeah.
So you got one of the, and then the grocery getter. Well, we would assume a grocery getter out there. You never know what's under the hood on these things. And I think the thing is,
Car on a test drive right there. Yeah.
let me test drive that car. And here's some of some of the more of the street scene cars type.
Yeah, and this is something that we're working on not having at Street Tuner. We need to have, and I threw the idea out, haven't even talked to Charles about this yet, to Mark the next morning. Him and I had Mark Dawson, our director of racing. Next morning, he and I woke up about, 9 o'clock. We got about 4 hours sleep from the Street Tuner Saturday night and went and had breakfast, and we always kind of rehash what took place. And we thought about maybe having a Street Tuner dedicated, or a tuner night dedicated to the import and the slick tire cars. So maybe a little more street oriented, like that car there. Maybe a D-gas car, an E-gas car.
Strip oriented.
That's purpose built, got slicks on it.
I saw the.
You're gonna have a hard time getting that car to pass DMV inspection. They're not gonna let So we want cars out there and bikes that can easily go through the DMV inspection.
You want cars that can go to the DMV, and that can be your street 67 Chevelle or whatever.
Yeah, you just say it's got to be radials or cheater slicks, and we're going to be good. So, but we can build some events for those guys. They're starting to show up more and more of the front wheel drive slick Hondas, and we appreciate them being there. We want them to keep coming. We don't want them to go out in the street and race. So we're going to figure out a way to keep them there.
We're going to keep them there.
Yep.
I think what's interesting when I went through those slides, you had your typical muscle cars of yesteryear, but in today's, you had your Mustang.
Yeah.
You had the Challenger, I think, was there.
Yeah, exactly.
You had a Camaro.
Right.
I mean, you've got your cars there from the 70s.
They've just gone through
they've gone through
evolution, if you will.
Evolution. They finally brought it back. I think there was a Camaro there too.
Yeah.
They showed, so you've got all your muscle cars that were at the drag strips in the 60s and 70s back in 2017 in different. Looking pretty much the same.
Yeah,
but a lot more fun to drive.
We're having a good time with that. Now, there's no pressure. It's just time runs, and some guys want to go throw a little wager down. Most of us want to grudge their buddies. So we have them line up nose to tail, and we'll pair you up. And things ran flowed pretty well. Had a couple couple pieces of carnage here and there, but that's going to happen when you're out there, ripping it and getting it. So it's going to happen.
Yeah, and that's not too good if you're out there in your street car and you've got carnage.
Yeah,
that's a tow home.
Like we've said before. We're there to help you. If you're just out there in the middle of the orchard somewhere and something happens to you, or God forbid you're upside down in your car, your friends are going to bail out. They're going to run. They're not your friends anymore because the police are coming. So we're there to help you. We come to you, in every aspect, safety, equipment, and our, the ambulance. We're there. We want to make sure you're okay if anything does happen. So that's the advantage about the track is you're not going to, instead of everybody running from the scene, we're coming to the scene.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that's why I think Auto Club was such a great fit for the street tuner and everything. To get the racing off the street. Obviously, over there on Zika Road, we still see where we
can see the tire marks out there.
There's still a little bit of it, but at least we feel like we're doing our part.
You see it out at Zirka Road. I see
Zirka. Charles has a hard time pronouncing the R's.
I live out south of town, and I can tell you that on Ash Road down toward Ash Road south of Shafter.
Yeah,
there's stripes on the road.
Pretty good strips out there in that area.
But you know what? They planted
White Lane. So.
They planted a whole bunch of almond trees now down there toward Ash, so it's probably not a good idea. Now there's almond trees and not just open fields.
Exactly.
Well, you've got a nice quarter-of-a-mile facility to come to once a month for the street tuner. I mean, and you don't have to worry about getting a ticket either.
Right.
So I mean.
As long as
it's
you
one thing
there.
to stay safe. I mean, the ticket alone was going to cost you a lot anyway. I mean, come out there and run a quarter of a mile at a time, run as fast as you want to.
Yep. No, it's a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, you got coming up. You were on Nitro Reports.
We went down south. Charles was there, and Mark was there. We all drove down and had a couple of meetings down south yesterday, and stopped by the studios. The Flush Studios.
Is that Dar's trailer or something?
It's actually a studio. It's in. I probably shouldn't give it away. It's in North Hollywood. They say it's at the Funny Car Factory, but
the Funny Car Factory.
Yeah,
the little studio they have set up there.
But it's a really cool place, little quaint little place, and you know what? They're doing a good little show there. So we thought we'd jump on that thing last night and had some fun with it. Yeah.
And part of the conversation is that you'll be in Boise next weekend.
Let's see. We are Boise the week after Red List, so mid-August.
Mid-August.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Red List on the 5th there on the calendar, and then we will, in between Red List and Street Tuner, we'll be in Boise.
So you got the Red List Series is up to the next, Street Tuners, and then everything starts flowing in. You get really busy again.
September, October, and November is going to be pretty darn full.
Yeah.
But hey, we're looking forward to it. Finally,
we're
we get
ready.
back in the rhythm of things. Again, you know, so it's so weird just having one race a month, and with the Street Tuners once a month, it's hard to get in a rhythm. But now we get to get back in that rhythm and get excited again.
I think you find out part of the thing in Bakersfield, you kind of lose that rhythm in the summer.
In the summertime,
It is so hot.
Yeah.
And so, can't hold a drag race for 40 people.
Exactly.
40 diehards.
It's no fun to be out there that time. But you know what? August, we start seeing little glimpses of, like this morning, a little bit cooler in the morning, and we'll start seeing that in later August.
And
in September, you get real hints of, the fair comes, and you get fall,
but at least
signs of fall.
It might still be cool, but at least at night it cools down.
It cools off a little bit.
It cools
more.
off.
Yeah, it's a little warm in daytime, but you get a break at night.
It's cooler in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
So you get a little break from
yeah.
Stretches of 100 degrees days going up to 110.
No, looking forward to a good fall, and we've been working hard on our schedule for next year. So we're just about got 2018 schedule buttoned down, and we're going to get that out pretty quick too. So
is that what are you trying to do some more racing next year, maybe, Charlie, or what?
Very possible. You're going to definitely see our Saturday Night Funny Car and Nitro Show come back for next year. I mean, obviously taking a year off from that, I know everybody was wondering about that, but we're just revamping it for next year. I mean, like I said, 2018 is a very historic year at Auto Club Famoso Raceway, and we want to make sure that we hold up to that.
And why is it historic?
Why is the March meet historic, or why is
Why is 2018?
60 years for the March meet next year.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's what I had to get you. I had to pry that out of you.
Yeah. No, I kind of planted the seed last night on Nitro Reports that we're entertaining the idea of bringing back Drag Fest as well. So we're talking with Randy, who put that event on. He's still on his way back from the Gasser event back in Byron, Illinois. He's heading back from that.
Is that Randy Winkle?
Randy Winkle, yeah.
And that Drag Fest was done in the fall?
We did that in May.
Yeah,
it was done in May, and so we're knocking that thing around a little bit, and we're going to have some meetings with him when he gets back. And so we're looking at a night of fire with jet cars and fire and all that, and our Nitro show, and then of course the March meet celebrating 60 years, and the reunion's going to be as big as ever. It just gets bigger and bigger, so we're pretty excited about next year.
Okay, a lot of things coming up, and
but no holidays. Sorry, we're still taking holidays off.
Holidays off. Holidays off. A little break now. Next race, the Red List Group, which is kind of a fun race out there on August 5th. And then don't forget, we'll jump clear ahead, but the California Hot Rod Reunion around the 22nd of October.
That's right.
That's been revamped. They're going to try to do the Cackle Fest the right way this year. Push start up in front of the fans.
That they are.
Back the way it used to be. So revamp that a bit.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Thanks for having in there, Charles.
Charles, and thanks, Blake, for stopping by. And we'll see you next week on the Power Hour.
Sounds great.
Sounds good.